£50,000 is serious money. If you have that kind of budget to spend on a tow car, then you face a choice. Do you go for a premium car from the likes of Lexus or Mercedes? Or do you stick with a mainstream brand but go for a top-end model? Well, the Mazda CX-60 sits right at that price point where mid-market and premium overlap. On paper, it has the kind of specification that could tempt buyers away from a BMW or a Land Rover. It has a powerful engine with over 250 horsepower, it weighs close to 2 tons, it's four-wheel drive, and it has an extensive list of standard equipment. But the on-paper specification can only tell you so much, so we're going to tow with the Mazda on all types of road. We'll also consider what the car is like to drive from day to day, we'll have a thorough look inside the cabin, and we'll think about value for money and running costs before we decide if the Mazda is worthy of your hard-earned cash. For our towing test, we've matched the Mazda to a 2019 Coachman Avocet 575 with a mass in running order of 1,368 kilograms, borrowed from Raymond James Caravans in Atherstone. The CX-60 is sold as a plug-in hybrid or a diesel, and if you go for a diesel, you've got the option of 2 different states of tune. We've gone for the more powerful version here, which has 254 horsepower and more than 400 pounds-feet of torque. It's got mild hybrid assistance, which takes a bit of strain away from the engine and helps with fuel economy, and every version with this particular engine is four-wheel drive, which is obviously great if you're going to be towing in bad weather. With so much power, the car easily pulls the Coachman up to speed, and I know from experience, having towed heavier caravans than the Coachman, it copes very well with a weightier tourer as well. Being so strong and powerful in terms of the engine, being four-wheel drive, being automatic, those things add up to straightforward hill starts. The car has a towing mode, which Mazda says optimizes the powertrain for pulling a heavy load, and with the towing mode selected, there's no doubt the CX-60 is a very stable tow car. It feels perfectly at home pulling the Coachman. Any slight movements from the Caravan, which you might notice in the mirrors, are only felt slightly inside the car. Leave the Caravan on its pitch and the CX-60 is an enjoyable car to drive. For something of this size and weight, it's agile and rewarding on a twisty road. The engine has plenty in reserve for any overtaking opportunity, but it does sound rather noisy. It's gruff or characterful depending on your point of view. Another thing that really ought to be improved is the ride comfort. The car is restless and unsettled on anything less than a perfect surface. Let's take a thorough look inside the cabin. There's plenty of space in the front of the car. You get electrical adjustment for both the wheel and the seat. On this model, this is the mid-spec Homura specification, the middle of 3 specs, and it's very well equipped for a mid-spec car. One thing I really do like, which is common to most Mazda models and is true of the CX-60, is the dashboard design and the chunky 3-spoke steering wheel. They're all really sporty. Whether you're in a hatchback or an SUV, you almost have the feel that you could be in a sports car in a Mazda, which is something that really appeals to me. The infotainment system is different in Mazda to in most other cars. You look at this screen and you think, okay, that's my touch screen. I'm going to prod away to do whatever I need to do to summon up whatever menu I need. But that isn't the touch screen. Everything is controlled through this rotary controller here and the shortcut buttons that surround it. I actually find that's much easier to use on the move without distraction. The system's compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. In both cases, the connection is wireless. But if you want to charge your phone wirelessly, then you need to pay extra for the wireless charging pad, which is fitted to this particular car. In terms of storage space, you get reasonable door bins. They're not the biggest, but they're not the smallest by any means either. You have twin cup holders here, and you've got more storage underneath the driver's armrest, which opens to either side, so it's easy enough for someone in the back to reach in and access whatever might be stored in here if they need to. So that's the front of the car. Let's take a look in the back. So there's plenty of headroom in the back, but legroom maybe could be a little bit more generous, even allowing for the fact that I'm quite tall. A bit more legroom would be nice. You get ISOFIX mounting points as you'd expect on either side. You get a couple of air vents to keep everyone supplied with chilled air. And on this specification, there are heated outer rear seats with 3 different settings. Down here, there are a couple of USB-C ports to keep mobile phones and tablets fully charged. And unusually, you get a 3-pin plug here, which is useful. Now, what you don't get on the Mazda CX-60, even if you wanted to pay extra for it, is a 3rd row of seats. If you want that from your Mazda SUV, then you need the new CX-80, which is larger still than the CX-60 we've been driving. Let's take a look in the boot. So, the boot capacity with the back seats upright and the luggage cover in place is 570 litres. If you need more room than that and there's nobody in the back, well, you can fold the back seats down using these levers either side of the tailgate. If you do that and you take the luggage cover out, then your total capacity is 1,726 litres, and both of those figures actually compare quite well with some estate cars. Another nice thing is that the boot floor is flush with the tailgate, which makes it nice and easy to load and unload heavy items. The maximum download on the tow bar is 100 kilograms, a nice healthy amount. The tow bar itself drops down at the push of a button. The electrics are on the side here, well clear of the bumper, making it easy to slot the plug home. We've been driving the 3.3 litre diesel in Homura specification. At the time of our review, it's priced at £50,720. That puts it up against the likes of the new BMW X3, which is tough company to keep. It helps that the Mazda is very well equipped, and running costs should be low for a car of this size. The CX-60 achieves just over 50 mpg in official tests and returned 29.5 mpg while towing the coachman. So, is the CX-60 good enough to make an alternative tow car to cars from more prestigious brands? Well, the gruff diesel engine and the fidgety ride do count against it, but if you're looking for a car that's stylish, practical and stable, then the CX-60 deserves a place on your shortlist. When you've watched the video, please do subscribe to the Camping and Caravanning Club's channel if you haven't already. Click on the notification button and you'll never miss any of the club's tow car, caravan, camping and motorhome content. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to click on the thumbs up button to like it and let us know what you think in the comments.